Rude Ralph, as his name suggests, is one of the cheekiest and most mischievous characters in the Horrid Henry universe. From his northern accents to his love of causing trouble, Ralph is a memorable sidekick to the show's protagonist, Horrid Henry. He's the second in command for the Purple Hand Gang, and he enjoys getting up to all sorts of chaos with Henry. Whether he's scheming in school or messing about in the park, Ralph is always in the thick of it with his best mate. He lives with his mum and dad and also spends time with his eccentric grandfather, a man named Wrinkly Ron, who shares Ralph's rebellious streak. Many fans consider Ralph to be Henry's only true friend, but how accurate is this claim? I mean, when you think about it, how close are Henry and Ralph really when push comes to shove? In this video, we're going to examine this claim from 3 different angles, and we're going to start by looking at the original books by Francesca Simon. And we're talking original books, by the way. None of this new book nonsense. I'm talking 1990s. We'll look first at Horrid Henry and Horrid Henry's Revenge, both released in 1994, and we'll then move on to Horrid Henry Tricks the Tooth Fairy, released in 1996, and throughout this we'll be looking at Rude Ralph's role within these stories. So, get those Tamagotchis out and start swigging down that Sunny D. It's 90s time, yeah?
Generic 90s grunge song, everyone in Flanders. Generic 90s grunge song, something from Seattle.
We'll then move on to the television series, and of course we'll start with season 1, and we're actually going to look at season 1 in isolation, and there's a good reason for that. The reason being that Ralph is a very different character in season 1 to how he is in later seasons. In season 1 we see sort of a more malicious side to Rude Ralph. We certainly see a more aggressive side to the character. However, this changes in later seasons, and for that reason, after we've done season 1, we'll look at how Ralph develops and transforms as a character in seasons 2 to seasons 5 of the Horrid Henry animated series. We'll see for sure a softer character who's more loyal to Horrid Henry. Now, that's enough of the intro, let's dive in.
Finally.
In Francesca Simon's Horrid Henry books, Ralph is portrayed as being more mean-spirited than in the TV series. In the books, Ralph has neatly combed hair, pale skin, and wears a grey jacket, a white shirt, and black shoes. His more formal attire reflects his more uptight character compared to the TV series. We're all familiar with Ralph's dress from the TV show, what with the red jacket with the zipper, the white trousers, and the black shoes. The more laid-back dress code reflects Ralph's more laid-back, more chilled, more zen, if you like, personality. In the Horrid Henry books, you might think that Henry and Ralph are best mates, but that's if you're only reading with half an eye. The reality is, Henry doesn't actually really like Ralph all that much. He tolerates him, sure, but that's only because Ralph is more willing to go along with Henry's harebrained schemes, and he's also just a little bit more fun than perfect Peter. But really, their so-called friendship is nothing more than a relationship of convenience. If you really look at their relationship, then it's actually quite shallow. It's actually merely transactional in its very nature. Let's take a look at the story Horrid Henry's Birthday Party as a prime example. When Henry's planning his party, he debates whether or not to even invite Rude Ralph. In Henry's words, Ralph would be good because he would be sure to get into trouble. I mean, this isn't exactly the thought process of someone who values their friend's company, is it? Henry's calculating about whether Ralph would be good at causing chaos, not whether he'd actually be good to spend time with him as a person. There's no mutual affection, it's just Henry figuring out who's going to cause more trouble, cause more chaos on the day. It also says in the book, on the other hand, Ralph hadn't invited Henry to his party. The fact that Ralph didn't invite Henry to his party is no mere oversight. It's a big deal. Yes, they might mess around, they might get into trouble together, but the fact that he didn't invite Henry to his party shows that deep down, Ralph doesn't see Henry as a particularly close friend. I mean, it's not nice to be left out of birthday parties, is it? In the end, despite Henry's deliberations, he does actually end up inviting Rude Ralph to his birthday party, and actually it ends up working out quite well for Henry because Ralph gets Henry the only gift that he shows any kind of interest in. He gets him the Super Soaker 2000. Henry's reaction? Just what I wanted. Now, you might think that this shows that Ralph understands Henry better than anyone else, but really, it's just showing again the superficial nature of their relationship. Ralph's worth to Henry comes down to material contributions. Henry likes him because he can give Henry things that he likes, not because he has any affection or friendship towards him. It's all about what Ralph can bring to the table, and in this case, it's a water gun.
Use water gun. That's supposed to happen?
But Ralph's loyalty? That's pretty much non-existent. When rumours spread about Henry wanting to marry Moody Margaret, Ralph doesn't defend his friend. Quite the opposite, actually. He joins in with the crowd chanting, "Henry loves Margaret." I mean, some friend, right? Ralph's willingness to mock Henry in public shows just what an unreliable friend he really is. I mean, if Ralph and Henry were actually good mates, if there was actually a solidity, a proper basis for their friendship beyond mere functionality, then surely Ralph would be leaping to the defense of his so-called best friend, right? It just goes to show that Ralph's only in it for the fun, and if that fun involves humiliating Henry, so be it. Paradoxically, it's telling how Henry teases Ralph. In the story Perfect Peter's Revenge, we find out that Henry likes to tease Ralph by calling him Ralphie Walfie. While this might sound playful and fun, it's actually something that really gets under Rude Ralph's skin. That shows us that it's not about a term of affection or a fun nickname. You know, it's about power, it's about control, it's about keeping Ralph in his place, in his role as sidekick to Henry. All in all, Book Henry and Book Ralph's friendship is a mere facade. Ralph is unreliable, he leaves Henry out of personal moments like his own birthday party, and even mocks Henry in public, adding to Henry's overall humiliation. It's all transactional, it's all built on sand, and I wonder, how does this compare to season 1 of the Horrid Henry animated show? Let's find out. In season 1 of Horrid Henry, Ralph isn't the loyal second in command he later becomes. Nope. In these early episodes, Ralph is more of a classic frenemy. Yes, he's often on Henry's side, but at the same time, he's very quick to turn on him when it suits his own needs. Take the episode Horrid Henry's Underpants as a prime example. When their teacher, Miss Battleaxe, publicly humiliates Henry in front of the entire class, Ralph doesn't hesitate to join in, laughing at Henry's misfortune.
Quiet! Well, Henry, this is your lucky day. Look what I found in the boys' toilets. You can wear these.
I mean, some friend, right? Ralph's aggressive streak comes out in the episode Horrid Henry's School Fair. When Henry tricks Ralph into giving him 50p for the wrong winning number, Ralph snaps.
You lied to me.
Feeling furious, he publicly labels Henry as a liar. But it doesn't stop there. Ralph's anger escalates quickly, and he physically threatens Henry's very well-being.
I'm gonna mash you to pieces!
Calm down, I'll make it up to you.
To me, this moment sums up their relationship in season 1 of Horrid Henry animated series. Ralph's temper flares easily, and when he gets annoyed or when he feels betrayed, he does not hold back, even if it means going after his supposed best mate. In these early episodes, Ralph's loyalty is paper thin. You know, 1 minute He's hanging out with him, he's scheming with Henry, enjoying all of the quirks of friendship. The next, he's threatening to mash him up. When push comes to shove, Ralph is just as likely to turn on Henry as he is to stand by his side. That makes him a true frenemy of season 1 of the Horrid Henry TV show. To be honest, Rude Ralph in season 1 is more trouble than he's worth half the time. Did you know that Aidan Cook, the voice of Rude Ralph, also voices a wide range of characters within the Horrid Henry TV show? He brings to life Miss Battleaxe, Brainy Brian, Jolly Josh, Soggy Sid, and even Tidy Ted. It's so impressive how one actor can voice so many distinct characters, each with their own individual and unique personality.
Very good. You are a great talent.
From season 2 onwards, Rude Ralph goes through one of the most noticeable transformations on Horrid Henry. He shifts from becoming a somewhat unreliable mate to becoming a loyal and dependable friend. Ralph is no longer the guy that Henry just tolerates. He's now the loyal second-in-command of the Purple Hand Gang, completely committed to Henry's cause. In the episode Horrid Henry's Horrid Heroes, we finally get official confirmation of Ralph's position as Henry's number 2.
You can be Captain Peter of the Purple Hand Gang. What, like an in-charge captain? Yes, sort of. I'm still leader, of course, and I'm second in command, but you can be...
The thing that sets Ralph apart? He's the only member of the Purple Hand Gang, apart from Henry, that hasn't been fired. I mean, if that's not loyalty, then what is? Ralph's loyalty is especially highlighted in the episode Horrid Henry on Trial. When Henry ends up in a makeshift trial after Perfect Peter gets credit for saving Miss Oddbod's cat, Rude Ralph steps in to act as Henry's defense lawyer. This proves just how far he's willing to go for his best mate. With Margaret on Peter's side and Miss Battleaxe playing judge, Ralph doesn't waver for a second.
Members of the jury, today I shall prove without a shadow of a doubt that Henry has been conned. Yes, conned out of the reward.
In the end, Henry wins the trial thanks to having the evidence of cat treats in his pocket. But throughout the episode, it's Rude Ralph's loyalty to Henry that really stands out and really shines throughout the entire episode. If this was season 1, would Ralph have been there in the same way? I doubt it. Ralph's loyalty to Henry goes even further in the episode Horrid Henry Says Goodbye. He organises Henry's friends to make the case to Henry's mum that Henry should, rather than move house for Silly Simon's new job, Henry should stay in Ashton to be a part of the community.
What he means is, we're all going to miss Henry when he moves. He's such a good friend. He's very wise.
Really? Do you feel the same way, Bert?
I don't know.
Yes, he does. We'll all really, really miss Henry.
Conversely, many of Henry's classmates and teachers are overjoyed that Henry is leaving and they cannot hide their delight.
Henry! Oh, what have I done now? Nothing. I just wanted to say what a lovely day it is. You're moving away, I hear. Yes, I am. Yes, a really lovely day. Miss Up, I've got some really bad news. Oh, you're not moving after all. No, I am moving. Yes!
This just can't be a nice thing for poor Henry to experience.
Everyone seems really happy to see me go.
To make Henry feel better, Ralph thoughtfully organises a collection from Henry's friends in order to purchase for him a farewell gift. Of course, Henry being Henry, he's horrid about it. He throws a fit because he doesn't receive the video game that he specifically wanted.
Here you are, Henry. We all clubbed together. It's something to help you remember us all as you start your new life.
Oh, thanks. Maybe I will miss some of you then. What is this?
It's a snow globe. Look, it snows when you shake it.
Is that it? Nothing else? Not Star Zero game?
No. Sorry, Henry.
Ralph, on the other hand, he takes it in his stride, showing a level of maturity that's surprising for a boy of his age. When Henry almost, but not quite, apologises for his behaviour to Ralph, Ralph responds in a mature way, simply saying, "Yeah, I do. He gets it. He gets Henry. He shows a level of understanding towards Henry that his other friends don't quite have.
Thanks for coming, Ralph. I wanted to say, well, you know, the other day.
Yes, Henry?
Well, when I said what I said,
Yes, Henry?
well, I'm,
Box of very special buddies coming through.
you know what I mean, Ralph.
Yeah, I do. Well, see you, Henry.
Yeah, see you, Ralph.
This marks a turning point in their relationship as Ralph transitions from a fun partner in crime to a steadfast friend who will stay with Henry no matter what. Even when Henry's being a nightmare, Ralph stands by him. Ralph's character has certainly developed into a much more well-rounded one than we saw in season 1. Unlike Henry, who simply can't stand being around girls, Ralph doesn't mind chatting to them. In the episode Horrid Henry in the School Uniform, Ralph casually talks fashion to the girls, much to Henry's annoyance.
I love my school uniform. Look, I'm wearing mine with a collar, and Mama's got her collar down. Susan's still at the middle button. I only button the first.
Oh, yeah, or you could just do the bottom button.
Oh,
And while Henry despises healthy food, Ralph doesn't seem quite so fussed by it, as we see in the episode Horrid Henry's Ice Cream Dream.
Should know.
Ralph's mellow attitude and his ability to get along with others, including girls, highlights just how different he is from Horrid Henry, although perhaps this is why their friendship works quite so well in the later seasons. One of the best things about Ralph's mellowed out personality in these later seasons is how much more thoughtful and caring he becomes. He's no longer the frenemy who might turn on Henry at the drop of a hat. You can always count on Ralph to have Henry's back, making him the most loyal friend Henry could possibly ask for. By the end of the series, Ralph has developed into the ultimate friend. He's loyal, he's dependable, and unlike the others, he's there for Henry when it counts and he won't let him down. From his rocky start in season 1, Ralph's development is one of the most noticeable in the show, which proves he's far more than just a sidekick. He's Henry's best pal through thick and through thin. Rude Ralph's journey from frenemy to loyal friend is one of the most significant journeys that we see in the Horrid Henry television show. It's a far cry from the Rude Ralph that we see in the original Francesca Simon book series. In the books, their friendship is just one of convenience, with little affection on either side. Ralph's darker, more combative personality reflects this, and is quick to turn on Henry or mock him in public, showing little loyalty or care. But TV Ralph, he's something entirely different. Yes, he may start as a bit of a wild card, but he sure becomes Henry's most loyal, dependable friend. This Ralph isn't just about chaos. He stands with Henry when the going gets tough. Whether Ralph is acting as Henry's defense lawyer or showing up to his farewell party with a heartfelt gift, he's there for Henry. He's a genuine friend and he ain't going anywhere. The contrast between Book Ralph and TV Ralph could not be any more stark. Whilst Book Ralph is someone that Henry merely puts up with, TV Ralph becomes his most steadfast companion. In the TV show, Rude Ralph is Watson to Henry's Sherlock, his partner in mischief, his sounding board, his most trusted companion.
Those flies again. Very effective, my dear Watson. Elementary, my dear Holmes. Elementary.
This evolution shows just how much Rude Ralph's character has grown in the Horrid Henry TV series, making him not just Henry's ally, but his only true friend. In the German dub, Ralph gets a bit of a rebranding. His name in German is Brutaler Bert, which translates to Brutal Bert. It's a strange twist, especially given how much Ralph has mellowed out by season 2. It's even more interesting when you consider in the English version that Bert is the one with the more mellow, laid-back personality. It's almost like they swapped roles in translation.
I'll give you 50p for that ticket.
I don't know.
And my new football.
I don't know.
Okay. 50p, my new football, and a killer boy rats poster.
poster.